there is no like personal question for a psychologist. I remember myself from even when I wasn't walking. Everything we were imagining came true. I even didn't realize it, and it came true without me planning it. Feel comfortable? You can open your eyes.
I'm crying. Giselle?
Hello, Javier.
Thank
you for having me here. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
No, you start first.
I'm very welcome to have you here in Lo Vivo. Today, we are going to talk about creativity, about how to unlock the creativity through spirituality processes or mental processes. I think is the topic of today. And first of all, I would like to know, how are you? And what are you now doing in your life? What is your now? What are you doing?
Oh, hello, Javier. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me in your amazing environment. It feels so cozy. I really love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And talking about me, okay, I am at this moment in time really into understanding myself, the universe, psychology, and the energy. I'd say that I have 18 years background of psychology with all kind of degrees and certifications and stuff. And at this particular moment, I'm very interested to understand polarities of a masculine and feminine, and how they intertwine, what happens, the sacral and divine unions. Like this is my now. And actually, I'm going to Tantra retreat.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
No, after tomorrow. on Thursday.
Good.
to Zurich. yeah. So
Sorry, let me put
that would be interesting. Yeah. And I'm extremely glad to have space to talk about spirituality and creativity, because I think music, spirituality, and creativity, they're all kind of so intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so.
Thank you.
So also a little bit, I would like to talk a little bit about you, just to understand and put in context. So where are you from?
It's a very serious question. I'm Tatar.
Okay.
So we're coming from Kazan.
Mm-hmm.
But then we moved when it was Soviet Union to Frunze, which was part of the Soviet Union. It's in Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
Right. And then when the Soviet Union collapsed, we were back to Russia. We were living in Krasnodar for several years, and then back to Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
But then I was educated in US, for many, many degrees. I think I have five.
In US?
I have 5 diplomas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What diplomas? If I can.
First was business administration.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yes, and I was doing business, and I was pretty successful. My business went really good. And at the age of 26, I felt, okay, I have succeeded. I have it all. What's next? And the next was, maybe I should try to go for some masters, because my first was bachelor. And then I thought, okay, masters in what kind of science? And then I understood, well, I don't want any more of business. And what do I want? And I went and looked at all my books on the shelves.
Yes.
And they were all about psychology. And I thought, I never even thought about psychology in my life. Actually, when I was in the business administration, we had to have our courses, math. And I even didn't take psychology. Intro to psychology, no.
Okay.
I took psychology of information, because that would cover the psychology part, but I would need the psychology,
Yes.
But then when I screened and analyzed all my books, I was like, wow, actually, even my dissertation on the business was how to make business like decisions using your intuition.
Wow.
Even back in that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what was the business of?
Oh, it's a really,
About,
it's a different type of topic. But
you don't have to go deep. Just
uh,
what was it about? If you want to share it with us.
it were different retail brand stores.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
And there was another one which was importing different type of accessories for the factories. And I was like working in this wholesale lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah, if you need to import something, I can do that.
Okay, I will take it into account. So,
Okay.
I would like to know, what was your early life like?
Okay. I was born as a very sensitive child. I remember myself from even when I wasn't walking. I remember myself.
What?
And I remember the sense of past life. And that was like me as if I was transitioning into this life, but still remembering my past one. And when I got into this realm, I could feel the stones. I could feel their energy. I was talking to trees. I was extremely sensitive. And as we were moving, I will come close to the music, okay? As we were moving, we started to live in Krasnodar. Krasnodar, at that moment, they had snow like 1 meter tall. And I was like 5-6 years old. So I was smaller than this snow. And to me, it was like labyrinth of snow. It was snowland. It was amazing. And I remember my mom took me to the concert. She's like, okay, let's go to a concert. That was my first touch with the music. And we came in this, and we were walking a lot because there were no like transportation or something. So we were walking, I think, 2 kilometers in the snow, and me like in this, it was incredibly awesome. So we came, and it's a beautiful environment, and there is a piano on the stage and children playing. Yeah. And to me, it was like, I remember I was like just frozen. I fell in love with piano right there. Wow. And it was in my dreams. It was everywhere. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And when we were home, I was like, Mom, I want to go to piano class. Mom, I want to go to piano classes, Mom. And I wouldn't stop. So before starting school, I started like music school. I went there at 6 years old. My mom was at work. My dad was busy. So I was walking along for 2 kilometers to have my piano classes, and I would come back. And because we haven't had the piano yet, so my parents, they put this, they drew the piano so that I can remember and do the homework. And I did it. I did it.
And without music.
Without music. Because I was just remembering the notes, and I would remember them. I would come and I would play. Yeah, this is how I did it. But then, of course, they bought me a piano later on when they understood that I'm so serious about it. So that was my...
Wow. Wow, it was amazing.
Yeah, I told you I'm going to surprise you now.
I'm very surprised. Oh, well, so the next question is, how did you first, I think you have answered it, but how did you first become interested in psychology? It wasn't a specific situation or moment that you say, I like this. I want to be professional of psychology.
Yes, I remember this moment. It came to me right now. I took psychology as a visitor because I just was interested and curious. But at the same time, I was involved in Gestalt teachings. If you know, it's like you
No.
come, it's a 1 or 2 years course that you would gather like 12, 13 people in the group.
Mhm.
And then you would start, I would say, uncovering different levels of awareness.
Mhm.
And I remember that at first I was coming there because I was uncovering myself for myself. Like it was just like, I would say, deepening the knowledge of me, just like getting to know myself.
Sorry to interrupt you. Why you were trying to know
Why?
more about yourself? Because I think it's important.
Yes, that was important. I think at that moment, why I went to psychology, because my friend, she was a psychologist, and she saw me struggling a lot with my own like life situations and my emotions, and she was like, you need to go to psychologist. And I'm like, no, I'm strong, I'm a sports girl, so like I can deal with it all. And she's like, no, you need to go to psychologist. And I'm like, no, I can deal with it, and no, you need to go. So she like forced me to go. But when I went, I didn't like it.
Okay.
I really didn't like it. And then I sat, that's it for me. 2 sessions were like more than enough to understand that it's like not for me. And then my other friend, she was involved in this Gestalt therapy. And she's like, you know, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And she was just talking that it would be interesting. And then she also was telling me, we went to this summer retreat. There were like 150 people of us. It was so cool, you know. And she was like advertising me, like she was trying to sell it to me. And at some point, I was sold. And that's why I went there. So it was for me like an adventure. But I was a little bit closed anyways. So we were in the circle, but I was a little bit contained, you know. Yes, but I don't know. That was my feeling.
Yeah.
But then I remember once in the summer retreat where I went to check it out, how it was. I'm sitting and I'm witnessing the session, because in this retreats, you would be like 30 people sitting in the circle, and then 2 people would sit in the middle, the therapist and the client, and they would start working. And I remember I'm looking at this, how they work, and I'm realizing, you know what? I am astonished by the way he leads the conversation, he leads the contact, he leads the energy, he leads this whole atmosphere, this state of being, the way he really can connect. And then, you know, I was sitting and I caught myself being astonished by this type of skill, because you cannot really, you know, touch it if you're not connected, or you cannot see it every day, everywhere. But if you're there sitting and looking at it, witnessing it, you can touch it. And when I saw it, I was like, this is what I want. You know, that was another aha moment for me. Yes.
Great. So,
yes.
And in that moment, you decided to start a degree of psychology, or
Yes.
how did you start it to be professional?
At that moment, I started to think about maybe I should start the degree, maybe. So I went to the 2nd level of Gestalt therapy. And if you want to get certificated, you need your like bachelor in psychology. So I went for bachelor in psychology.
Wow.
But telling the truth, I like once I started to learn about it, I'm like, oh my goodness, really? I mean, you spend all your time to learn what's happening inside you, inside your brain, inside your intuition, inside your heart, inside your thoughts. Oh my God, it was so like incredible, because I sense it all through the childhood. It was never absent for me.
Okay.
I sensed it all. I seen people, and if you would tell me, do you remember this uncle or aunt, or when I was a child, I would remember their energy. I would remember in what kind of energy they came, how they interacted. So I remembered the energy. And now in psychology, you're talking about it. You're like discovering it. It was incredible. I was like in goosebumps. 10 years, how I started. And for 10 years, I forgot all my friends, all my social life.
No.
It was,
No.
yeah, it was like sports, kids, work, and books, psychology, like
Everything.
everything around it, because I read every book. I read like every article. I read everything that like what I was just like consuming because I wanted to understand how to put it all into, because some books would contradict others. In psychology too, there are so many different directions that would contradict each other, and I had to put it into place in my mind. So
Wow.
I spent hours and hours and hours. Yes.
Amazing. And okay, and then I imagine that in some point, because now I know you a little bit better, and how do you approach the psychology of the traditional psychology and the more universe concept, consciousness, spirituality, mental, meditation. In what point you saw this part of more spirituality, and you decided to go deep, and in what point you cross the worlds of psychology and spirituality? How it happened? How are you managing it? And I think it's amazing. And yeah,
Javier, you're amazing. Your questions are incredible. I mean,
Like-
your go is so deep, and the thread of the logic is so incredibly great. Thank you so much. Thank you for your question. So that was incredibly interesting too. As I was a scientist in psychology, and after that, I did master's in psychology too. So it's 6 years in psychology. Then I did certification in this Gestalt. And then I did certification in International Coaching Federation. And then I did certification in GATLA's Gestalt Association training Los Angeles. So I did so much. But I remember that at some point I understood there is something which is missing in psychology, something which is missing. Because in Gestalt, I was feeling that, yes, we are aware of our emotions. We let them go, we let them be seen, we let them be lived, we let them be experienced, we let them be understood. But then there is no any, I would say reference point. There is no reference point. And without reference point, you can, I feel this, I feel this, I feel this. And I remember that the final point for me in Gestalt was that we're like 250 people gathering together, psychologists, every year for 55 years now in Europe. They organize this, events.
what's the name of the event?
GATLA, and Gestalt Association Training Los Angeles. So it's like 250 or 300 people coming together from all around the world in some European country every year in the summer. And then people are working in the group and then separating in the group for 20, in the group for 10, in the group of 3, in the group of 5, and then for 2 weeks working to get to, the essence, to understand more, to help each other, to, I'd say, practice the skills of consciousness, etc. Well, what I noticed is that people, because I see the energy level, are not changing. The energy is there. And I thought, wow, I mean, yes, you can acknowledge it, but if you don't have the reference point that everything gonna be just the way it is, like there is trend of state of being and it would be the same.
So you mean that uh, as a psychologist, imagine that we're in a therapy and you are my psychologist,
Yeah.
and I go to your therapy and I have problem or whatever, and you say, well, Javier, you have this emotion and you can work this emotion in that way, on another during some period of time, and then you will feel better. But you mean that the energy remains?
I would say the background state of being.
Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
some people, if you look at people, they would have different kind of energetic state of being, right? Some people are a little bit sad all the time. Some people
Yes.
are a little bit, I don't know, aggressive all the time. Some people are a little bit anxious all the time. So
Yes.
you can sense that it is on the background.
So it's a general
As a
state
general.
of being.
Yeah, as a general. Kind
Okay.
of, if I take this person in general, I can say that his energy is more on this level of emotions. Yes? I think you can say that
Yeah.
about everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, there was one guy who would come and say, I'm sad. And I'm okay being sad. And so please do not try to make me happier. And
Wow.
and we would be like, okay. And he's like, great guy, young, and he would be like all the time, I'm sad. And we're like, okay, be sad. But then next year, same story. Through the years, same story. Third year, same story. And I thought, first of all, you're a psychologist. Second of all, like, and to me, the main aim goal of a psychologist to make a person be kind of harmoniously happy.
Okay.
Not like exciting all the time on drugs, but harmoniously, happy.
Like
A state of being as a normal is a happiness, like joy, but it's a kind of calm joy. It's not excitement, but it's a happy, positive. And that wasn't with the case with this guy. So what happened? I created my own courses and I gathered a lot of people. We started positive psychology and emotional intelligence. So I combined emotional intelligence and positive psychology to create the structure where I could lead people from frequency to frequency. It's not the story now. It's not like, let's try to deal with one topic. It's from frequency to frequency. It means like, here's the frequency of shame. So many people feel shame, like I'm ashamed being that, I am ashamed expressing that, and like I feel bad about this part of me, So let's take this frequency of shame, let's put it in perspective, let's understand it, and let's move on.
Yeah, but when you say frequency in psychology degree, they talk in any class about frequency? So because my question is that when did you start it mixing this psychology traditional
now I'm
and frequencies, because I think in my knowledge, because I'm not a specialist, but they are different.
They are different. There is a book. It is by David Hawkins. It called Power versus Trance. He has emotional scale, and he uses frequencies. For each emotional layer, he uses frequency. This is where I got it first time, and it was still scientific. It wasn't still any spiritual. It was like, okay, here's a guide. Here's a, graphic. You can use it. The graph, you can use it. There are layers of emotions. We can deal with every layer and raise up, right? Understand each layer, understand how to deal with it, and go up up, up.
Okay.
And at some point where we were like months 5, and positive psychology, it's like intentionally talking about good thing, intentionally looking at the good thing, intentionally releasing happy hormones, intentionally creating the happy habits, like giving gratitude, like talking about something good, being astonished. We were doing all of that, and frequency raised for all the people. Like emotional state of being was pretty high. And one girl, she was like, please, let's do desire map. Please, let's do desire map. Please, let's do desire map.
Desire
it was
map.
like desire map. Do you know what is that?
No.
Okay. So I didn't know as well.
Okay.
And she introduced me. She said, we will take a piece of paper, we will take the magazines, we will put everything we want on this piece of paper. This is what I want to do.
Okay, so this is more or less a desire map.
Yeah, that's true. This is the desire map.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that this is my desire map
Yes.
of creativity.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, everything you want, everything you're astonished about, you're putting it. And we're like, okay, let's do. Because she wanted it and because we are doing everything that makes us feel good. So we did. And it was so incredible. We were like 12 people, put this magazines and cutting good music. Oh, who wants a handsome guy? Hey, yes, give it to me. It's like, we were putting.
It's like be a little bit kid again, right? In that moment?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was so playful. Everybody did their desire map. We put it on the wall. Everyone was looking at it for 2 weeks. And then we put it away, forgot about it. And I continue with psychology, with science, doing exercise, reading books, positive psychology exercises, practices, stuff like that. But 6 months later, everything that we put in desire map came true.
That's the crazy point. I always, we have been talking these years each other, and I have done some of your exercises, and for me it's crazy because I never thought that it could happen, and I have experimented it. I think the key is to have the experience. Because maybe the people is listening to us and say, it's the same. All the people nowadays is talking about it. But I think the key is do it. And the most part of the time, the people in general is looking and listening to something or reading, myself too, reading, but then don't put it on practice. Because for me, it's the more difficult part. So, okay, so perfect.
Yes, yes. So when it came true, then I was like, huh. That was a aha moment for me. Huh. Because I was like, oh my goodness, what happened? And then I started to learn more about it. I signed up for all Abraham Hicks seminars. Yeah. I went to Abraham Hicks cruises. It was an incredible time to go to the cruises of Abraham Hicks. I learned so much. I read all their books. I was practicing all their tools. And then, of course, that started to come together, the psychology and spirituality for me. Yeah.
Okay, it's very interesting. So in that point, the Abraham Hicks, because I think it was the book you recommended to me to start years ago about it, to understand a little bit more about this law of attraction, these desire maps. And to be honest, for me, it was no.
Okay, yes.
No.
Yes.
And still a part of it is still no.
Yes, okay. Fair enough.
But another part of me is had put it on practice, and yeah, some things that had happened that I was like, wow. Can you tell me, if you can, another example of a desire to becoming true through this method of desire maps and your methodology of attraction? Because I think you have.
Actually, like before coming here, I was preparing the like material for the lectures for YouTube channel, and I had to send some of the feedback. So I went to, I have in Telegram my own chat with me. Yeah, I think everyone has it, right? So I sent something that I have to remember there. And I came across through this one. I was like, since I combined these two parts, so many things came true for me. And I just listed them. For example, I remember I was sitting in Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, tell me.
No, it's very good advice to take note of the things that happen to you, and so because maybe sometimes you forget. I forget, but if you put it and you write it, then maybe you can see, oh, it's happening.
Yes, yes, that's true. It was so nurturing for me too. And I was like, okay. I remember I was sitting in Kyrgyzstan in Gestalt group, and while there was something working, and I have this habit to draw something because I was doing a lot of studying, yes, and at some point you need to make your hands, I'd say, busy. So I was drawing, and I drew this beautiful sea, the palm trees, and the house, and I was like, in my dream, I would feel this is my dream. Yeah, dream life. I want to live close to the sea where I can see palm trees, and then I can write books and I can play piano. That was in my mind. And right now I live
I know.
like 4 minutes to the sea with the palm trees, and actually palm trees exactly the same like way. Right across the sea, and I'm writing the books, everything how it was there. I think I should add piano now.
Yeah, you need to add piano.
But yes,
But
there's so many. I think the most incredible one, I don't know, have I told you about it or not? We were, with my other friend, we were like, let's meditate. That we are flying on a private jet, like somewhere before Christmas. And then on the 2nd of January, have I told you?
No. You told me with the ship.
The yacht.
The yacht.
Okay, but this I haven't told you.
Yacht. No.
Okay.
Yacht, jet, all.
Yes, and then on the 2nd of January, we're sitting, and on the seashore of the ocean, sipping cocktail, looking at sunset, and we're sitting at Ritz-Carlton. So we had two images to just imagine in our mind all over again for 1 month. So we had this game with her. We imagined it, and then we sent done, the sign done to each other. Every day,
the
15
same
minutes.
Image, 15 minutes
yes,
in your mind.
Yes. We were just doing it. We did it in March. We forgot about it. And then in June, we moved to Barcelona for the first time with my son. So it was really busy time. I forgot about what I did. And the same year, on Christmas, my son decided to go to Kyrgyzstan because he wanted snow. And I, not knowing what to do, I went to San Francisco. There were friends. Guess what? 31st of December, one of my friend, he was like, I want to surprise you somehow. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Okay, I'm in. And I'm like, with my closed eyes, we're driving somewhere. And then when I open my eyes, we are on this airport, at the airport. And he's a pilot. He takes me on the tour in the private jet on the 31st of December. Yes, above San Francisco Bay, above this Golden Gate Bridge. It was so incredible, so beautiful. And I'm like, I never knew that you're a pilot. He's like, yeah. But he said, I wasn't flying for like 10 years. But somehow today I woke up and I thought, I want to fly. And the first person came to my mind is you.
That's amazing story. That's amazing.
31st of December, but wait. 2nd of January, I'm still in San Francisco. I was going to gym. Every day I go to gym, then I meditate and go to work. So I went to gym, I meditated, and then before going to work, I'm like, oh, I forgot my laptop at home. How am I going to work? So I went home. But coming home, and then I took the laptop and I get out, and friends call me. what do you think about going out? And I'm like, but because I wasn't at work, if I was at work, I wouldn't even pick up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I work, I don't talk. And I'm like, okay. So I went.
Yeah.
And some of my friends went to a very like loud place and I don't like it, to the city. And I said no. And some of friends went to the other part. And I went to the other part, and then they again split. And then I'm with the other friend. And he's like, where do you want to go? Luxury or simple? And I'm like, let's go luxury. It was so easy, you know? And we went and we were walking. There are so beautiful fields, beautiful garden, as I love everything. Is so incredible. We spent the whole day in this incredibly beautiful resort on the Atlantic Ocean coast. It's Pacific. It's Pacific. Yes?
In San Francisco.
Yeah, on the Pacific Ocean, but on the coast of the ocean, right? So we sat down, we started to meditate, we meditated, and then we were like, oh, okay, it's sunset. Do you want to grab a drink? Yes. So we're sitting on the coast of the ocean with the sunset. There is a violin that is playing. There are like fireplaces there all over the chimneys. It's incredibly beautiful. And I'm sipping this cocktail on the seashore of the ocean, on the sunset.
No, the same image.
And then I'm thinking, I want to go like to the bathroom. Through the whole day, I didn't know where am I. I came to the bathroom, and first thing I see, Ritz-Carlton.
What was Ritz-Carlton? Sorry?
Ritz-Carlton, because we were imagining that we're sitting at Ritz-Carlton.
No.
I swear, I took a picture of it. I sent it to my friend and I said, everything we were imagining came true. I even didn't realize it, you know, and it came true without me planning it, without me even remembering about it. I took a picture. I sent it to her. I said, here I am sitting, sipping this cocktail at Ritz-Carlton, looking at the sunset. Yeah.
All the things that you explained to me.
I have photos.
I in English, I know it's true because
Yes.
you have explained to me a lot of these kind of stories about other people, but not by yourself. And I mean, it's like for me, the first day, if you we met, if you explain this to me, I would say, come on.
I have photos.
It's magic, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not happening. But that's a question. So because people maybe think this is magic, how it happens. I think there is also a lot of work to do. A lot of work to these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do work, but you need like a path, a guide to exercises to do it every day in order to these things to happen.
Yes.
It's not like, well, one day I think something and then it happened. No, it's like a lifestyle, right?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
I really agree with you because I remember when I was in this positive psychology, when I was leading the group, or like to think positive, to create the positive skills. It was work. It was work to do. And I remember my own mind when we were checking in. The group starts from check-in. You come and you have to tell how are you, how's your mood, how is your week, so that you get yourself in place.
Yeah.
And I remember this thing in my mind. I thought, if I wouldn't filter to positive, I would say, the thing happened. But then I thought, but it's a positive psychology practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have to filter and focus on the positive, what positive happened to me. I remember. And every time that something would happen, so that was a very big shift in my mind.
Okay.
And then, of course, I think meditation made the whole difference.
It's like the top of the cake.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So very, very nice.
Thank you.
In that point, I would like to switch to the other topic that is connected, but is more related to music.
Yes.
And I would like to talk about music and creativity. Okay,
Mhm.
and how we can bring tools to musicians or creators or producers of music or songwriters that they want to expand their creativity, or they are blocked and they need some tips in order to expand or to unblock. Okay,
Mhm.
so the first question is,
Mhm.
how do you see the connection between music and spirituality or meditation or inner being? How do you see this connection?
Mm, if we put spirituality as a person's tendency to look inward,
Mm-hmm.
to become aware of something more spiritual, like a spirit, a soul, or subconsciousness, or intuition, or sixth sense, like something more than what the person knows already. If we put it into the like a frame or description of spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
then music could be connected to spirituality because it could help a person to resonate with this high frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So, music is like sound waves. When they fill up the room, we tend to resonate with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? And first, we resonate only by the sound. We perceive it, we acknowledge it, it comes into our system. But 2-3 minutes later, we would be resonating on the level of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Every music has its own energy. Like, and when we think about spirituality, it could be like mm, the better a person understands the resonance with the core, the more he can use the music to find the spiritual connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for my experience, and I think many musicians experience, uh, when you are creating music or you are playing the guitar or you are singing, in some moment, the time disappears,
Mm-hmm.
and you can flow. It's like this flow, very famous flow word. But when you play an instrument and you are completely connected and or composing, and it's like wow, it's like magic, because you disappear from yourself and you connect with something that I don't know what it is. What is? If it's more brain or it's outside, I don't know. Um, how what is happening is that in that moment.
Now we're
Woo!
going under the water.
Yes,
Put your
yes, yes.
goggles on. Yes, in this moment, it's really important to understand and to what we connect. And yes, many people are calling it the flow.
Yeah.
And what is the flow and how we get there? Um, I think the best way to understand it is first to understand that there is something in this realm that we cannot see, but we can sense. And somehow at some point we can connect into it, right?
Okay.
Um, so if we're talking about, for example, the flow of the music, musician would be super sensitive to get out of thoughts, memories of everyday deals or something plans, and get into place of now, and I would say focus inward to start sensing this musical like flow threads,
Mhm.
musical patterns, musical sensations. And when that happens, a person, yes, is out of this reality and into this other one. And what happens is that this other, okay, I'll tell it. I'll
Yes,
tell it
please.
again. I'll tell it many times. But we all think that we have only one consciousness, our brain that knows how it works. And we all think that soul or intuition or subconsciousness, it's something very vague like fog. It's just like a nebulous mist somewhere and doesn't have any consciousness. It's only kind of energy that once came and gave life, and that's it.
Mm.
It will go away when we die. But like our soul is consciousness. It's consciousness of the other realm. It's like, and everyone has their own kind of inner consciousness or subconsciousness that knows exactly what a person thinking about. Like when we think about our consciousness or higher consciousness, inner consciousness also thinks the same thought,
Mm.
but it thinks it in terms of vibrations.
Yeah. Hmm.
For example, a person who never thought about music wouldn't have the same sensation, wouldn't have the same ability to tap into this
Mhm.
because this is you who created it. You have created this huge stream of musical threads that at some point you can tap into.
Mhm.
That's the flow.
Okay. Great. Great.
I don't know. Have you understand anything?
Yes, yes,
Like,
yes.
can you feel it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I understand. I understand. And make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's be a little bit more practice.
Okay. Yeah. Practice.
And can meditation or any practice that you related to meditate or mental help musicians access their creativity more easily? See, because sometimes when you are writing or trying to create something, it's difficult to not difficult, but to find this flow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a practice of meditation or similar could help to that?
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay.
how?
What is meditation? And because there are so different, many types of meditation. Okay, let's put it this way. If we understand that when we walk around and think about our album, on the background, we're kind of thinking and starting to kind of sense it. In a way, we give a time and space to focus inside this album, right? We spend our mental time
Mhm.
in planning the album. And this is a moment when we're nurturing it. It's like we're trying to gather more energy around the album. And when we think about it, then it starts to be more and more vivid for us, right? It's like, oh, that will feel like that. Oh, I know it will have this journey, yes, emotional journey that will make a person feel this and then this and then this. It kind of starts to shape itself on the background.
Mhm.
And then when we come to a studio and we want to put it into some shape and form, because we have the sensation that we want to express. And now, like touching this sensation, we want to put it into shape and form. And here, sometimes, many times, our memory and everything that we did and everything that we learned stands on the way. Why? Because we start trying to express what we want, and it's something new. We're creating creativity. We're creating. It's something new, but what we already know pops up. Boom, boom, because of associations, because of words. You put some word and some word just pops up, or some memory pops up, like it just gets activated, because our brain works this way. When we give something, all of a sudden, everything is alive. So meditation, how it will help? If we practice to get control over our focus, because our focus just go to places like a monkey, and it's good. It's brilliant. And this is the function of our brain, to go to places, to see stuff. But if we do not get control over it, it will just go to the most active thoughts. That's why we recreate reality. We recreate what we know. And if we sit down at the studio, we know the sensation, but then our mind is recreating, then we can't really build this bridge between two. We lose it. Because it gets here, it goes away.
Okay,
It goes away. Yeah?
I have felt this.
Yeah. I think everyone who was
like
creating...
I'm connected.
Yes.
I'm connected to the idea, but no.
Yeah, this is what's happening. And it is because our mind goes to mental, our focus is running away. And what meditation helps to do is to get the focus and place it where we want it to stay. Get it, place it. Get it, place it. It will run away. We get it, place it. Runs away, get it, place it. This is why the meditation that Abraham Hicks suggests, and I learned it and I really love it, is that just focus your mind on the sound of the air conditioner. Something like very one. This is one very teeny tiny dot where we can just place our mind into. Yeah. It runs away, we put it. Runs away, we put it. But what happens is that in like certain period of time, we get control over our focus.
So I would say it is similar to train for a 10 kilometers running. So you train, you run, and the day of the 10 kilometers you have to do it, you have trained.
Yes, exactly.
But with our mind.
Yes.
So you train your mind to be focused, and the moment you want to create, you are more focused on the thoughts that helps you to be more creative. Something like that.
And more, because there is magic. Okay, maybe some people do not understand the magic or lose their scientific brain when the word magic. But what happens is that when we get control over our focus, and it's not running away into our thoughts anymore, but sticks with the sound, it becomes present. And it becomes present attention. I'm attentive and I'm present. And I'm here. Many people are talking about being here now. So this is what happens, like brain, here, now, attentive, present. Done. Okay. And what happens is that our subconsciousness always sends the signal. And always sends the signal what we are thinking about, what we want. So when we place the focus here and now, our attention is acute, present, and we catch the signal. And all of a sudden, now this signal is not caught and lost, but caught and hold it.
I think.
Held, yes?
You have explained it to me many times, this. And I think today the first day I really understand it.
Bingo! Yeah! We made it! Wow.
No, I understood it, but in deep, like Okay. Yes.
That's
Yes.
what happens.
Okay.
Now mind doesn't run away and it can catch it, receive it, now understand it, but then hold it, and then when expressing it, not losing it, but then like flowing, and here's the flow. It has presence, attention, and it has something to express because it's already born. It's already there. It looks like delivery.
Great. I like this practical practice. Um, I have more questions.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Uh, that's very good. Uh, what do you think? So do you think that intention, the intention plays a role in how music impacts people? The intention of the creator. So my intention of the emotion of the song or the lyrics, if it really, it's very important to impact people, not just create, because nowadays we have several tools. We will talk a little bit about AI. I don't want to cry, but yes. But the intention, the real intention of create a piece of music or lyrics, to to express your emotion in that piece, is the really impact uh, to the people?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I think that in the moment when creator creates, he has this emotional state. Yes, he's in this emotional state, expresses some flow of energy. Yeah, he transmits it. And of course, he has an intention of what he transmits. And in his mind, he has the listener with who he has this contact,
Mm.
right? I have this intent. I want to connect. I want to express this feeling, and I can sense how you find the resonance with it.
Mhm.
So in this moment, creator has a real contact with the listener. And when listener listens, here where time collapses, because in that moment he's in this real contact with the energy that creator already like
Wow,
expressed.
that's very powerful. This is very powerful concept, because when you are a creator, I think all the musicians in some point, not all, but some of them in some point, they have they questions question themselves about, do I have to create music for the people, for them, or just be free to express myself through music and then be successful with the people? Um, and I think this concept would be great to everyone who wants to be musicians to take into account. That if you really want to connect with the audience, you have to put the intention into the creativity and be free to create what you are now creating, and not think about, oh, it's going to be successful in the Spotify, or how many people is going to come to listen to me in live. I want to, because is that's a very important part of the creativity, also to be successful with it and to maybe make it your lifestyle. And I think your concept of connection is very important, because maybe the successful of your creativity is there. It's not thinking too much on how to create something for people. No, create something to connect with the audience.
Yes, because when you connect to yourself, you are connected to this spirit. And when you allow the spirit to express itself, then those who has the same frequency, the same emotional state of being will be attracted, right? Because they would feel the resonance. We all want resonance because resonance makes us feel broad, expansive, alive, makes us feel we belong to something more, makes us feel one, makes us feel united. So we people, we want to resonate. So when you resonate with your soul, people who resonate with their soul on the same level, like emotional state of being, they will be attracted. For example, there are concerts, rock concerts, right? It's a really different frequency from the like sound healing concert or something, right?
Yeah.
But people are attracted and they resonating, they love it and they synchronize. So that means that these people are connected to the stream of this energy. These people are connected to the stream of this energy. But when you're connected inward, then you allow this whole stream being strong, powerful, long-lasting, stable, so that people can arrive.
Great. Good. So I will leave the notebook here.
Yeah.
And I would like to make a practice with you, if you agree, of meditation. I don't know if you are ready or not to do that.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. I think before
Yeah.
go into meditation, I have something in my mind to tell. Like,
Okay. I have also a little a block to talk about before meditation.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, please.
Oh, great,
No,
great.
go, please.
Okay.
Please.
So it's my, I wanted to share my formula of creativity
Great.
because I have created for myself. It has 3 parts. First part is understand what I want to create. What part? Yes. What I want to create, how it would feel, what it would make me express, what part of me would I feel, would I be connected with, like, right? Second part is create, like sit down, have space, have time, do not distract, be distracted, just get into the flow, create. And third part, which not many people are talking about, is fall in love with your creation. That's very important.
Normally, we fell in love with the creation of others.
But it's so super important to fall in love with your creation. You just look back, you look at what you create, you acknowledge it, you spend time with it, you embrace it, you live it, you hug it, you cherish it. And doing so, first of all, you charge your creation with value, with love, with everything that you invested in there. And second, it gives you really good energy to create something more. Yes?
Great.
So yeah, that the third part is really important too.
Yeah. And how do you give love to your creativity? What does it mean?
It's like you're getting into the stream of love, and then you look with this loving eyes or loving ears into your creativity. So you're welcoming your creation in already fruitful soil.
And do you think this? I think this part is the most important.
The most important.
Because probably a lot of people that want to be creative want to write a book or want to write a song or anything. You start writing, and then you want the perfect book. You want the perfect song, and then you see your creation and you say it's not perfect, so you don't give love to it, because the perfectionism sometimes is going to put you back to your creativity, right?
Yeah.
It's my case.
It's true.
I try not to be like this, so I'm working with myself not to be like this. But not only me, I think a lot of people, I will write and then it's not good enough, so they put it apart and they don't put more energy on that.
But you know what happens? I'll tell you. If you created something, for example, I used to paint a lot. So I'm painting I'm thinking what I want to paint, and then I'm painting. I'm doing it. I did it. And then I sit down and I start falling in love with my painting. So if I did that, if I succeeded, if I was like, wow, it really expresses what I wanted to express, I really feel this way. And I would frame it, I would put something like some flowers around, and that would make me feel good. And every time that I come across to this painting, it would evoke the same feeling, and that would be so great. But then next time when I sit down, I have this feeling, that platform of something incredibly nice and satisfying. When we go and spend time with friends, we really don't think that everything should be perfect.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
What do we think about? How we would feel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And every time we spend time with friends, the feeling is on stage. The feeling is on stage. So when we do the same with our creation, like creative processes, creative life thread, we want the feeling to be on the stage. It's like, I want to feel great when I create. I want to feel great when in the process. I want to feel great when I listen to my creation. I want to just feel great. It's like going to shower. I'm taking a shower. I feel great. Isn't it difficult? So we don't need someone else to say, "Oh, yeah."
That's a good point. The someone else's opinions. That's a very good point. Not take into account, and I think the practical example with the friends is very good, because in my case, when I spend time with my friends, I always think I'm going to have a good time, because I know my friends and I know that we are going to have a good time. Always. Just 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour. And maybe a good practice will be to be friend of your creation.
Yes.
And think, or your creativity, and think, I'm going to spend time with my creativity as a friend and my creation. So thank you. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice advice. I like it a lot. In that moment, Giselle, I would like to talk with you about AI.
Okay.
AI is something that nowadays is in everyone is talking about it. All the world. I'm tired about it. I'm tired. But today I was thinking, we are going to talk about it or not. I say yes, because I have this question for you. We have been talking about creativity. We have been talking about connections, flow, general happiness. No, how do you say it? In your
state of happiness, state of being.
Happiness, state of being. I have experienced by myself, and I think of creative people, to be happy with yourself when you are creating. What happened now with AI is you have a tool in a click with your mouse that can create for you everything. Can create lyrics, can create music, can create images, video, everything. And every month, more and more and more. So what do you think about AI? Because I'm suffering, because not for me, because I have experienced the flow, I have experienced the happiness. But for my kids, for the next generations, that maybe they don't know all the things, and they have this click, boop, boop, they create in 5 minutes an album, and another one. For me, this is the worst thing that can happen to us as a human, to maintain this happiness in life, this level of life. What do you think about this tool, this amazing tool? On one side, I think it's amazing. I use it, but not for create. Maybe with some words, I don't know. I ask, but I tell to myself, don't use it to create the full song. Don't use it to create the full lyrics, because why? For what? To be rich? Okay, use it. But for yourself, you're going to be poor, sad, and
yeah. I think that it comes back to this flow of joy. Because when you're talking that the creativity is something that brings joy, you're talking about something that is born here and then expressed. Yes, from here. But when we, for example, talking about AI, that we get here an idea, and here we get some associations, we put something and it gives the result.
Mhm.
In a way, it's like we just search for something on the internet. We cannot say that it belongs to us, right? It's just something that popped up out of all the algorithms. But when we look at it, we sense what that did, and we start coming back here. And as you said, it can give me ideas. It can give me some technical things, because it really saves time. It saves a lot of time. But the center, where's the center? And the center, if it's here, then it all would feel great, because you connect more and you start checking out, you start playing, and it will give you kind of different examples or something, and then you get this clicks, this is how it should be, and then it just flows more and more and more, and it helps you. It's assisting you to create, right? But when we're talking about, no, it's not important, just like, oh, that's fun, okay, let's put it, yeah. Then I think in that case, yes, person is not connected, and then the listener is neither.
Do you think? Do you really think?
I think because
some moment
you can sense the music that was created by AI, the music that was created by a person
nowadays.
Yes, but also when you listen to the music or listen to the voice, you can sense this energy that was transmitted.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only words. Of course, the music gives you frequencies, but then you also want this energy that was encoded there. And without creator, the real person, there is no energy for the human being to meet,
Okay.
And then it's kind of relationships without love. It's like everything is there, but the flow is not.
We are going to do a practical, not today, but I want you to come back if you want.
I want.
Okay, and we will do a practical exercise. We will listen to some music. Some music will be AI music. Another music will be human music. And then you have to tell me, because of this sensation, what is the human and what is the AI. And I will do the same.
Okay. That would be incredibly interesting. Yes.
I think it's a good experiment, because if we can feel it or not.
Yes.
And next year we'll do the same, because every year is going
they
better.
They will be getting better and better.
My personal opinion.
Yes.
My personal opinion, in order to the humanity, not to become crazy for the future, for the near future, is, I think, maybe it's a business idea, so take note, but I think we will have some places, imagine YouTube, another YouTube that is YouTube with a international standard, that with a mark of human YouTube. Or Spotify, human Spotify. Because me, as a listener, I know that AI can create amazing piece of video or music, but I don't care. I want to really connect with the people, not with the machine.
Yes, yes.
The things that are not perfect or whatever, but I want to, in order to us to not become crazy, and to the next generations to experiment this, I think to create these spaces of only human will be a good solution for that. Is my
That would be incredible.
thought. Because if not, if we mix all, in some point we won't know what is human and what is not human. And maybe if you are not a creator, you don't care. Because but if you are a creator, you want to create, to flow, to be happy.
Yes.
And then
yes.
you want a place to put your creations
Yes.
with a
Yes.
this is for
To be
in order to be
acknowledged.
happy and maybe live have a life creating, and because if not, you understand me.
Yes.
What's my
Yes.
point?
I understand.
And I think this is the only solution to have
Yes.
like a standard, a mark of human. This is human for pictures, for videos, or music, or any creation.
Yes. But I could also add one more thing. I think that when we watch, for example, those cartoons, like that were, these cartoons that are very fast created very fast. They would have very many scenes, many characters. They would be just entertaining. They would be light, bright, changing all the time.
Yes.
And mostly about something or nothing. Just if a child watched this all the time, he becomes very superficial because there is nothing to resonate with. There are no emotions to be connected. There is no main character to whom a child could associate, resonate, and feel this emotions through the mirror neurons and replicate them and live through the whole story with the person, the main character. Then the person becomes a bit autistic because he is disconnected. He is very superficial. So the same thing here. If people would tend to go to very fast information, like I would say it's not only AI, it's also social media, etc. If there is no balance, then what I just mentioned about when I create my creation, then how do I perceive it? Through outside in or through inside out. And there are so many that now there is a tendency that people start to perceive themselves from outside in because of this whole thing, like because mind goes outside to hold attention for something different rather than ourselves. And that disbalance is huge now. Most of the people spend like 80% of their day outside, where their focus is outside, and maybe 20 within. So that's the thing. If we understand that, yes, this whole thing is great, it creates so much, it's vast, it's interesting, it's entertaining, but then what it evokes inside me, and what do I feel, what it ignites, how it makes me feel, what is the energy, and how can I really feel that I'm living myself from within, like, that's
I understand you 100%. And I also want to add something to that is then we have a huge responsibility as a parents for the next generation.
Yes.
I have a kid, So our responsibility is to explain to them that and give the tools to them. I try to do it. To experiment, have the experience of flow, of calm, of these cartoons that are not more. So, but we need to bring them this, because if not, they are going to grow with this vision and they are going to have problems, and they are going not to have the tools to solve these problems.
Yes.
I think in general, we should, in my opinion, help our child to manage this, because we know the other part because we have lived it, but they don't.
We're still the generation that was born without mobile phones.
Yeah.
And that's so incredible.
And no, but
Because we remember that.
I do a lot of activities, and I always try to do the activities with my kid with my experience, and try to do that because you're going to feel good. No, but Papa, I want this because it's now, and then, okay, you have this, but let's do that another thing. Let's go to the mountain. Let's see what happened. And then when we come back to home, how do you feel? Do you prefer to stay in front of the TV for 4 hours or on YouTube, or do you prefer to stay with me in the top of the mountain and see the sunset or whatever? And always is the mountain. Always.
Yes,
Always.
yes,
So
yes.
I think we have a huge responsibility, and every year and more and more and more with this AI. And
Yes, I'm so grateful that you raised this issue up, because I think that, yes, we do remember how it feels to be connected inside, to find this interest and to flow this energy and to be here and present and enjoy this life. And when kids, they grow up living in this, I would say, electronic realm, then their brain starts to associate their life with this. Yeah, their reality become part of this electronic. And also what's important to understand is that if we focus on something, we make it grow. And if we focus on something outside, like social media, which is entertaining for our mind, right? Our mind wants to be entertained. It wants to go to something new. It wants to grab something new. It wants to expand. It wants to explore. But then there is another part, which is our energy, which is our subconscious or our soul. And it wants to be, let's say, expressed. So if we hold as it is in our attention only something there, we actually make them expand. But we hold still, because without receiving our own energy, there is no expansion.
And then is when the problems start to happen.
Yeah.
Anxiety. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anxiety in English. See that?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, depression. But
Yes.
is the answer to
The
that.
disbalance, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think it will be another episode.
Yes.
With you, talking about this and the next generations and how we can
Parenting.
Give tools to the parents.
Yes.
For
That's
that.
really
Very
important.
interesting. Great.
Yeah.
Great. So now is the moment of meditation.
Okay.
And I would like you to guide me and our listeners or viewers through a meditation and a real practice, just to expand our creativity. And yeah, I think it will be great.
Okay. Yes.
I'm yours. You tell me what I have to do.
We would need some music on the background.
Yeah, the problem, I don't have music, maybe because I have the 3 mobiles.
Okay. Then let's try without.
The next day I will prepare something to have music, or maybe with but your phone is recording. No, I don't have. I have the 3 phones here, so if I put, I cannot go to the other side.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
we'll do this way. I think that it would be intention to spend time with a friend, as you said.
Yes.
Friend, like in your studio. It's like you are meeting a friend of creativity. You come to create, and you meet this friend to create with.
I have to think about.
Yeah, I will lead you there.
Okay.
So that because you said that it's really great, it resonates with you. So let's just try to go there.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. Feel relaxed and try to disconnect from anything. Like, try even not to think about the cameras and stuff. Just disconnect. It's your time. And now take a deep breath in. And hold your focus with the breath and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And try to stick your focus with the breath and make it longer, like to count of 5. Mm-hmm. 3 more. Mm-hmm. And now feel like your body is starting to relax. Relax your head, your neck. You can move a little bit. Relax any tension from your eyes, your face. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Relax any tension from the shoulders, arms, from the chest. Feel how it just becomes so soft and smooth. Relax your hips, your knees, your feet. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Imagine a really big sphere of light. It is just in front of you. And you're entering it. And you feel lighter. So this light starts to influence you, gets to your cells, to your mind, to your body, fills you up with radiance, with light. Breathe in and breathe out. Another deep breath in and breathe out. Now we'll just walk around and fantasize. Let's just walk. Look what is beneath you. It could be grass, it could be stones, anything. Just step by step walking in a beautiful environment. Something that you like. See the color of it. Feel the texture. Now look around you. See what is around you. Maybe it's a forest. Maybe there are some creatures. Maybe there is a dinosaur. Maybe there are birds. Anything that you like, just put there. Walk around, look at it. Maybe you see a gigantic waterfall. Maybe the sky is pink. Maybe you're flying. Just be in this environment. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And as you relax, just start feeling the sensation of you being a creator. You're creating something in this wonderful realm that you are now in. You're creating. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Another breath in and breathe out. Open a door. Just open it, get inside, look around, and create a studio for yourself. The most amazing studio you want. Place there everything the way you want it to be. All the equipment, all the tools. Maybe there are some windows. Look at the furniture. What do you want to put there? Maybe you want to put there something special. The lights. And place yourself in the studio. Close the door behind you. Sit down. Feel good. And now, invite someone who you want to create with. Someone who is really, really great to spend time with. Creating things. Someone who is supportive, who understands you well, who can hold with you the line of music. Someone cheerful, very reliable, and you want to talk to. Does someone explain your project and he gives you ideas and gives more, and you start talking and envisioning, and you're spending really good time, and you take a coffee together and you start laughing, and you come back to create again, and it goes so smoothly, and you come back again and again to the studio, and you're spending time with this someone, and it feels incredibly good. You can ask this friend, how do you think about this? How do you like this? And he would add some teeny tiny details, but that would feel so good for both of you. You're like, oh yeah, right, exactly. And there are so many clicks that are happening in this process, and you just love it. Yeah, that's great. And you feel this incredible satisfaction every time that you get out of the studio and go home. You feel this incredible satisfaction. I had such a great time. This huge satisfaction, fulfillment, this flow. Yes, I did it. It was so good. We did it. Thank you, friend. See you tomorrow. And your friend is so happy to be with you. He's also happy that you welcomed him into the studio to create with you. And you have your own rituals, like putting some amazing musician or souvenir. Maybe you have a collection, and maybe you create some medals for yourself together with your friend for some songs that you created, and you put it into the frame, and you have it all around your studio. Something between you and your friend. You both understand it. You both know how much it meant. You both know the experience you went through. What was the whole journey? And you love it. So, acknowledging all of that you have a friend now. And it's always here with you at the studio, waiting for you. Now you can get out of this door. Know it's yours. And with great feeling of satisfaction, appreciation, start your way back to this room, into this chair, acknowledging yourself in your body, taking that deep breath in and breathe out. And remember this feeling of great fun, satisfaction, flow, companionship, synchronicity, resonance. When coming back to this reality, have it. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And when you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes.
I'm crying. Wow. Oh. Oh. Joder.
Joder.
Joder. Corta. Oh. Oh. Oh.
It's okay, take time.
Oh. But it was a meditation for happiness. No, I cry.
I think it was meditation for happiness. Why am I crying? What the hell?
What a coach. Oh. No, it's of happiness.
Yes,
I'm crying
yes.
of happiness.
Yes.
Oh.
When you touch something that you wanted to touch for so long, when it releases the tension and it like frees itself, this is the feeling. So good.
Oh. Super, eh? Thank
Wow.
you. This friend that you were talking about, in this meditation, it came real. It's a real person, and it's not my friend. But for me, it has been a very powerful experience, almost real.
Wow.
And I want him to come here to the studio, to Lo Vivo. And well, he's, I know, I can tell you the name. He's Gorka Urbizu is the singer of this group, Berri Txarrak.
Wow.
And I was playing with in this meditation with him and composing in a very nice studio.
Oh, so good.
And I don't know what I have cried, but You know me and you have done it to me.
It's so good. It feels so good.
Thank you very much. Giselle, thank you for coming to Lo Vivo. And this is a new journey for me. And I expect to help people, to have a good time with the guests, and to help also to myself. And the last thing I want to ask to you is just to close the episode. If you want to add something, please. Is I have a list in Spotify of songs that is Lo Vivo playlist, and I would like you to tell me one or two songs of any artist that you like, so we will include the song into this list.
Wow.
So every guest that is coming is telling me one song if they play of his band, her band, and another song of a band that they like. So so it will be great, because then at the end we will have like a long list of.
I wish one day I will record at least one song to add to your list.
You have a studio here. If you want, you can come.
I should start to go to the lessons with you.
Don't be a
To
perfectionist.
sing. Yes. But thank you. Yes, I will search for something that probably will get connected to the flow of creativity.
Okay.
Yes. Something like ambience, spiritual ambience. That would be my input
Yeah,
for now. But one day, maybe I'll sing a song. That would
Of
be
course.
incredible.
of course.
And I want to thank you for what you're doing, because this atmosphere that you've created is so welcoming. And also, it is cherishing something very important, the real connection, the real, I'd say, experience of the flow of music. And I think I would never ever forget how you introduced me into the adventure of the album. I never knew that the album, it has the adventure, is like you're watching a film or reading a book, because it starts and it expresses you some thoughts, and you're getting inside this emotional state, and then you go through the whole journey, up or down, or up and down, and then to some feeling of what is that, the peak moment. And after this peak moment, you also have something that transformed you, that you're taking with you, that is inside you already, and you're changed through the album. So thank you for that very huge, I would say, discovery for me. Yes, about the music. And of course, I love music. I think that that's the best way to put us into any state of being. And it's incredible to also see what kind of music do I listen. Is it always sad? Is it always angry? Is it always... That will give you the sense of where am I at my emotional frequency. Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you for what you're doing, and I wish you flourish, and so many people, millions, are listening to it and love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?